Hello anybody that might be watching this, Demon Red Mist here, and I'm on GT Sport. I was hoping to come online with SGP tonight, but he's gone to bed, and then Dave the Arp thought he might come online, and then he's gone to bed, and I'm kind of wondering if I'd smell, but no, to be fair, it's a Monday, but with the temptations of coming on GT, I thought, fuck it, I'll come and do a few laps. I feel like driving. Now, I did a bit of practice around this track last night with SGP, and Drew was on as well. And I can tell you now, straight away, well, to start off with, this is not my guide video for this track, because I need to do a little more setup work, really, because the setup I used at Red Bull Ring doesn't work here. And SGP found exactly the same thing. Understeer is absolutely bloody awful around this track. So last night we were playing about with setups a bit. We've kind of gone in different directions. I will just sort of show. I've changed a couple of things here on the A or Bs. So I and the diffs and the gears. So I have changed a few things, but it is by no means anywhere near race ready. And I'm not going to spend too long, I don't think, on setup, but I am going to come and have a drive around and see if there's anything that I can learn, really. And I figured while I do that, I might as well stream it. So why not? And I'm also thinking I might jump in the Red Bull Junior for a little bit, just for a drive, but there's also another car I wouldn't mind having a go in, but we'll see what happens. For all I know, I might end up getting tired. But yeah, this car, I've got to say, did not like this track when I first drove around it. Brakes weren't too bad apart from this corner. But it was the steering. The amount of understeer and tyre squeal and tyre wear I was getting was rather a lot. Now, I don't mind a bit of tyre squealing. It's when it's too bad and it is killing the tyres it concerns me. Now, I have said that this isn't going to be my guide video for this track, and it isn't, but you never know, you might pick something up while I'm driving round. One thing I will tell you is I ignore the brake flashing indicator for turn 1. It's just way too soon to be on the brakes. I definitely haven't got a nice balance to the car around here yet. That'd be the grass. Oh, it does not like slowing down for that corner. I'm not got a lot of confidence in what the car is going to do, but it is a hell of a lot better than it was when we started last night. Let's just try that for a lap. Well, that didn't work. It was nothing to do with the brakes. It was too aggressive. But yeah, not very happy with the setup at the moment. You know what? I think I might start afresh. So I know when I was driving last night, I was very tired. So let's see how we get on with a fresh view. Okay, so we'll leave everything as default except for the gears, because too short is not good around this track. Hang on a minute. Would help. Okay, so this will show how understeery. I mean, the car there, it wasn't necessarily understeery, but I just didn't have a good balance, didn't have good grip. But the front was turning. So we'll see what it's like on the default setup. Now, quite a few people may come to this track on the default setup and think everything is shit. And in a way it is. But I think part of it is the temperature at this place, because it's going to be hot. This is where I end up doing a personal best lap time. There's the understeer coming in. So sort of like mid-corner the understeer's coming in. Oh, he doesn't want to slow down there. Now you might think that that's a really good lap time, but to be honest, it's 8 tenths slower than a lap time I did last night. There's the understeer again. His second gear's a little bit too short. It's a little too high in the revs when I'm going down to it for a corner. And as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, if you downshift too fast, or similarly if your gear is too short, it pushes you on rather than helps you slow down. Understeer again, so medium to high speed corners in horrible understeer. Not as much understeer that time, but I think I was a bit slower through there. Yeah, 1/10 slower. Okay. Right, so second gear's too short for starters. Changing that much is going to make the gears a little bit all wrong, so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go for a much longer gear ratio that will give me the ability to shorten first gear if I wish. I can bring second gear down a little bit. So although I'm shortening the gear here, it's actually still longer. Sixth gear, that's way too long. Actually, you know what? I want to go down one. Go to 186. What was that? What was on anyway? Might have been what I was on anyway. Yeah. Sorry, we'll give this a try. You never know, it might work. Right, let's see. So there was that. Also, my braking wasn't particularly good. I've said that my ride height is quite high, so let's bring this down a bit. I'm going to go to 77 here, because although it's not a bumpy track, it's hilly. So I'm not going to go much lower than that at the moment. Let's see how we get on. Now when I feel like the brakes aren't quite working for me, there's a couple of things I can do. One, brake at a different point. It's usually the easiest fixed. Or adjust the brake balance. Either move it forward or backwards, or you can adjust the differential, which controls how the car behaves under braking, or even potentially that mid-corner understeer that I was getting. It was clearly like fully on throttle, so it could be the on throttle diff that is actually causing the car to understeer, even though this is a rear-wheel drive car. Braked a bit too late for turn one then. And the car's already handling better just by lowering the ride height. And by adjusting the gear. Still not liking braking for turn two. Oh, it's dodgy, dodgy, dodgy. Right, well, it was an improvement, but it's still not anywhere near right. So let's see what else we can go and have a look at. Right, the brakes. I could do with doing something about the brakes. And the only thing in the setup you can do on this setup sheet is the braking sensitivity on the LSD. The LSD, if you don't know, is limited slip differential. Okay, so adjusting the effectiveness of the LSD when decelerating or not accelerating. Increasing this value will make the LSD more effective, but will increase the risk of understeering. Okay. So increasing its value will make the effect more effective, but you could understeer. Now, it'd be very easy to read that as, well, if I lower it, I won't get understeer, but I might get oversteer. You know what, I'm going to try and increase it. I'm going to see what's going to happen if I increase it. I wouldn't normally do this, to be honest, but let's have a look. Let's go and experience it. I think there's something about this track as well that seems to make my eyes go a little bit funny. I don't know if it's the yellow and green flashing past or what, whether my eyes are just tired, but I had a similar thing last night where I was driving around and after a while my sort of vision was going a little bit blurry and my eyes were getting very tired. Brakes do seem a little bit better, but it's not giving up a hell of a lot of lap time. Interestingly, around that tight left-hander just then I did get understeer compared to the previous lap. Okay, that is a big time gain. That's a massive time gain. That's a personal best. And my tyres look like they've coped a little bit better as well. Still got the medium to high speed understeer. I lost a lot of time on that lap. But an interesting adjustment, maybe a little bit too much. I mean, bear in mind, I haven't touched any of the rest of the setup either. Okay, what was it on? On about 15, wasn't it? I just tried it on 30. Let's go Jensen Button. Now, medium to high speed, I am getting understeer. So let's see, increasing this value will make the LSD more effective, but can make the car unstable when the accelerator is released. I'm not really having a problem with that. It's more, let's see, maybe it's this one. Adjust the initial torque level of the LSD before the car starts running. Increasing this value will increase the torque and will make the LSD more responsive, though it may also hinder the car's ability to turn. So that's if you increase it. Let's see what that does. I can see that this is going to be a track though where the setup is going to be potentially a unique one if you're going to go fully into the setup. So I mean, the nature of this track, there's what, two big braking zones, and the rest of it is all horrible little corners. What I'm looking for now is on the medium to high speed corners, if I get understeer. Oh, that's not feeling very nice. And in this next left-hander, whether I can attack the entry without getting understeer mid-corner. Oh, I've got horrible understeer on, you know what, I'm not liking that, horrible understeer on throttle. Okay, I'm going to change that diff setting the other way. Let's go for a big change. Let's see what it does. Now over the next week and a half, it may seem like I do a lot of practice in this car around this track. To be honest, that's probably not going to be the case. I just might come on for the odd half hour here and there to try different things on the car. Okay, I can tell straight away the car isn't understeering anywhere near as much as it just was on throttle. I already think it's too big of an adjustment. Yeah, no understeer through there at all. I do think it is a little bit too much. Yeah, I'm braking too late for that corner. I think I'm braking at F1 points and it ain't working. Ooh, nearly lost it on the curb then. Tyre wear still not as bad as it was initially. Oh, I need to brake a bit earlier for this corner. That's better. Clip the AstroTurf. You know what? I'm going to jump on to the setup I did last night. I'm going to adjust the diff. Oh. Duh, you've not put the other setup on yet. I was thinking that diff's the same. It's because it's the setup I was just using. Okay, so let's try it on that. Let's see how we get on with that. I could definitely tell it made a big difference to the medium to high speed exits of corners. Now you notice I left the other diffs the same as what they were. Excuse me. Okay, yeah, I am getting tired. Maybe it is this track. Maybe it's just makes you sleepy. Big understeer then. Yeah, I'm not happy. Not happy with that at all. Right, I do think that track is making me a little bit tired. So, I am going to. I'm not going to end my stream. I'm just going to go and do something a bit different, just to give my eyes something different to look at. Try using that for getting caught cheating. Well, I needed to get my eyes something better to look at. Okay, let's go time trial. Let's go Nordschleifer. Noon, and let's see if I can find this car. Mitsubishi Evo Group 3. Now, I know I said in one of my videos recently that for DGT's next championship I was hoping for Group 3s and sort of wanted Group 3s, and this car is one of the reasons why. Drove it round Brands Hatch while trying out a few different Group 3s, and this car was absolutely amazing. Whether it or I are going to be any good going around the Nordschleifer, I have no idea. But if the Nordschleifer doesn't wake me up a bit, nothing will. As far as I know, I haven't driven this car around this track. But I'm about to. Max speed. That may be a little bit too short. I'll stick it on that and I shall see how I get on. See if this is going to reset me. Just test the straight line speed if it will let me. So rather than doing the whole lap and then finding out it's too slow, I can just hopefully drive the wrong way up here and find out if it's about right. Yeah, that'll do. Right, let's see how we get on. God, this car's got so much grip. And when I say grip, I mean on the front end. And by the way, it isn't a four-wheel drive. Got that a bit wrong, Davey boy. I was so used to having to turn in early there, but when it just turned. This car's front end is phenomenal. It's definitely taking all of my concentration, this. So even though the car handles phenomenally, I am having to 100% be focused. I almost feel like I could have taken that flat out. Didn't steer anywhere near enough initially for the corkscrew. My God, this car is good. And just did a little confidence lift then. I didn't know if it was going to make it or not, and I think it could do it flat out. That's not the corner I thought it was. Thought it was one of the hairpins. Oh no, that's grass. Got lucky there, lucky as fuck. I'm coming up to a corner I said I felt last time I could have done it flat out. I don't know. I don't think he'll do it flat out. It's this left-hander. Not quite. I did have to lift. Yeah, so if I do another lap, I do need to lift on the way in. That's better, that's better. It's one hell of a car, this. That's not a bad fucking lap time, a 6:42. Now, I know that I wasn't talking much through that because I really did have to concentrate while I was doing that, and I'm going to pop the replay on. So I'm just interested to see what these cars look like. This car looks like, and also gives me a chance to have a bit of a breather. But yeah, I mean, I know when I drove this at Brands Hatch, instantly the first corner I was like, "Oh, hang on a minute." This is a car that the front end goes where you tell it to, and if you excuse the dodgy paint job, by the way, it's meant to look shit. Oh, don't tell me that. Oh no, I thought it didn't have the replay on it then. Right, I'll skip forward a bit. So I'll put the data on the screen. Yeah, if you've been driving a car that's understeering a lot, and then you come to this, holy shit. You go turn for a corner, and you turn way too sharp. So yeah, the front end of this car just goes where you fucking tell it to. Which is one of the reasons why I was hoping in the Group 3s, the DGT League may have gone for this car, but I can't fault the Red Bull Junior. It is a brilliant fucking car and a very, very different look. But yeah, I mean, this car, I haven't driven around Nordschleife for a long time. So to be able to just jump in this car, no setup, and only have one off, that's not fucking bad. And the odd thing about his car as well, it rides the curbs so well. I mean, Nordschleife is a track that's known for having nasty curbs, but this car just eats them up. As I say that a bit sideways, but even there it's like sideways, but it's controllable. It's a brilliant car. I definitely recommend people buy one of these. The Group 3 Mitsubishi. It looks like an absolutely massive car on this track. Now I'm not going to sit here for 14 minutes, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to skip it forward to the second lap, because the second lap was... oh, wrong button. The second lap was a good one. I'd be half tempted to take the Red Bull Junior around this track, but I've got a feeling it wouldn't handle the curbs, so I don't think I'm going to do that. And I'm going to have to do the paint on that, aren't I? It looks proper. The thing is, it's so shit, it's cool. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself. The back is just made to put people off. I mean, even there, okay, I lost control, but I was in control. I was able to save it quite comfortably. If I remember right, I think I was up in all but 2 or 3 sectors, I think, maybe 2. Yeah, that's where I tried to take it flat out and it didn't like it. Drive through the power slide, no problems. Carousel. Bit out of shape there. Weird to think that this racetrack, and it is a racetrack, is so graffitied, but it's cool at the same time. Now I might have to have a look at the setup on this car and see if there's anything that stands out as making the front end as good as it is. Because even out of all of the Group 3 cars, none of them turn like this does. But not only that, I mean, being able to brake as late as I was at the end of this straight as well. It's fucking brilliant on the brakes, it's brilliant in the corners, and it's it's brilliant on the straight. Not a bad lap if I do say so myself. Right, let's go and have a look at the setup on this car. See if there's anything that stands out. Wow, okay, so it's got massively high nitral frequency, but then its range is much higher than the Toyota. Much higher. Let's see, damping ratio, that's lower, and so's that one. Camber angle's much higher, toe angle no different. Obviously it's got aerodynamics, which will help. 10 forward 30 on the braking sensitivity, interesting. So the only thing that's really sort of jumping out at me is the natural frequency, but it's got a range that the Toyota can't even get to, I don't think. The damping ratios, maybe. Obviously the damping ratios can help the amount of grip that you have, because it's all about how slow or fast the car will squash down to the road, that's the compression, and then come back up, and that's the rebound. So that's what the damping ratios change, as indicated by the bouncing car. So yeah, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna do one more drive, I think. I'm not gonna go in the Red Bull Junior. I've done that quite a bit recently, so instead I'm gonna go on to a rally track, I think. Which one shall I go for? The big one or the not big one? I could go for the big one, but I won't. Oh, this is a nice little track. Let's go for this one. Oh, let's see. Go for the Evo rally car, I reckon. Excuse me. That's what Fanta does for you. Fanta, free cans please. I nearly said free Coke please. Fucking hell. Oh. Right. Now, this is where if James watches this at any point, this is the bit where he gets jealous or goes, I'm better than you on dirt. That's a bit much. Oh, you dick. Fucking hell, I'm into all the barriers. Even my niece can rally better than that, Dave. Holy cow, what am I doing? It's almost like I've lost the ability to rally. Don't want to be on this bit because it's going to make that bit horrible. Jesus. Holy shit. Then this might be a sign of, Dave, you need to go to fucking bed. Fuck that up. Don't hit the barrier. That's not going to go well. I think it's time for me to stop there. I'm not driving properly at all, so always fun to do a bit of rallying. Anyway, right, that is going to be me done for tonight. Just a reminder for anyone that watches this, there won't be any race footage for the Dynamic GT League from this coming Thursday from me or Dynamic GT League, because the race will be on the week after because of Valentine's Day. Anyway, that's it. Demon Red Mist here. Have a good one, and I shall see you all again soon.